Okay, boys and girls, the first thing that I'm going to do is go over the products that we're going to be using. Now, before I did that, a lot of you have already seen my 5-part video on polishing where I use products from Meguiar's. Now, here's the most important thing that I can tell you. First, I did that video using those products because I needed to use something that a lot of my UK buddies could actually get their hands on. My previous videos before that, they couldn't get those products, or the products were very expensive to ship that far because they originated here in the US. So I'm using a different product. I'm going to get the same exact results just to show folks that you don't have to use any one given product to get the kind of results that I'm getting. What it is the technique that you use when choosing a product that will give you the results that you're looking for. Now, these products are not as expensive, but you may not be able to run down to the store and get them over the counter, so you may have to order them online. Here's the sweet thing about everything that I'm about to show you. You can get every product that I'm going to use in one spot, and that would be theragcompany.com. Everything that I'm going to use, one place. That means one shipping cost, and you can get it all in one spot. The only thing that you won't be able to get is the flex polisher that I'm using, okay? So everything is one spot. It's going to make it real easy. So the products that I'm going to use, here they go. One of the most important one is going to be the Optimum Hyper Compound. Now, Optimum also makes a regular compound in a squeeze bottle. This, as you can see, is a spray bottle. Now, here's the difference. This is a lot more lucid than what comes in the squeeze bottle. The nice thing about this is if you have to work outdoors, this is one of the few compounds that you can get away with, give or take, without having the problem of a lot of dusting, which is one of the problems you're going to have if you use one of these really good cutting abrasive compounds outdoors. Now, you still do not want to use this stuff on a hot panel. You can't let your car sit in the sun all day long and then try to use a compound on it. You're going to have dust everywhere. So you want to make sure that your panels are cool to the touch. So that means car parked in the shade, car parked in a carport, car parked with some type of awning over it, anything that can keep the sun off that car. And that'll help keep the panels cool. So with this particular compound, it's a lot more forgiving when you're working outdoors. So for those of you don't have a garage, and I get a lot of you complain about that, that's why I'm using this product. Not only am I going to show you that a different product works, but you can use this outdoors and get away. It's a lot more forgiving. So it's the Optimum Hyper Compound. That's the compound that I'm going to use. Then I'm going to follow that with an Optimum Hyper Polish. Same with the compound. It's a liquid version, and it's going to be a lot more forgiving outdoors. Again, y'all know how I love to repeat myself 1,000 times because I come from the military. That's the way we do it. You don't want to be using this stuff on a hot panel. You want to make sure your car is cool to the touch. All right, so work on it in the shade, work really early in the morning or really late in the evening when your car hasn't been setting in the sun. Now, there's two other products that I'm going to tell you about, and there's a reason that I'm going to tell you. A lot of what I do is because I don't detail cars for a living. I do this for fun. It is a hobby. It is a relaxing thing that I do with my car. So the way I do things may not necessarily be cost effective for someone who's in the detailing business. However, they do make products that are. And I'm about to show you two products that fit that billet. One of them is the Optimum Intensive Polish. Now, what this is like is an all-in-one. It's aggressive enough to take care of some fairly significant damage, but it finishes down to a nice shine. This is for someone who doesn't have a lot of time. They want to bust it out, get rid of as much damage as they can, put some wax on the car and roll. You know, like I said, some of you folks got kids and a wife and you ain't got time. Like, I can sit in my garage 18 hours straight and ain't nobody gonna complain. As long as my cats are hungry, are full, then I ain't got no complaint coming out of my apartment. Some of y'all gotta, you know, answer to wives and kids and soccer practice and all that. So a product like this, it's going to do, it's gonna take care of your scratches and finish down to where you don't have to use a compound and a polish. This will kind of do it all in one. All right. Now, when someone asks the question, well, which is better? That is so subjective. It depends on who you ask. It depends on how much time you have. So don't ask the question, which is better. Ask the question, which is better for you. That's what's important. It's not what I think, it's what is better for you. All right. So that's the Optimum Intensive Polish. It's like an all-in-one. Now, Optimum also has Optimum GPS. That stands for glaze, polish, and seal. Now, what this is, all three of the products that I just showed you, all three of those products cut clear coat off the car. If you don't have clear coat and you just have paint, all three of those products cut product off the car. They would cut paint. All right. So that is what they do. This is completely different. This is a glass, I keep saying glass, glaze, polish, and seal. What this is going to do is cover, not cut, cover the imperfections in your paint and like provide a wax finish. That's what the sealant is, the seal part of this is. So now you have a product, you talk about all in one, whereas the first one, you're going to have to come, or I shouldn't say the first one, with the intensive polish, you're going to have to come behind that and put some wax on the car. This is going to cover the damage, put some wax on the car, be done with it. You talk about rolling in there and just get the heck out of town. You ain't gonna be doing this by hand. You got to use a polisher. But when we say all in one, this is really all in one. All right. So if you are under some kind of time constraints, this might be the product for you. All right. So again, don't ask me what I think. I'm just telling you, hey, if you got this kind of time, you need to use this. If you got this kind of time, you can use this. If you like me and time ain't an issue, then you can do it the way I'm showing, that I'm going to show you in this video. Let me talk about the towels that I'm going to use. And now I'm trying to remember the name of them, and a little birdie's going to say the name. Watch, check this out. Little birdie. There you go. Did y'all hear the little birdie? I got little birdies in here. This is called the Creature from the Rag Company. Now, what the deal is with this, it's got a really short nap on one side, and I don't expect you to be able to see that, and a really nice plush nap on the other side. This is a Chinese-made towel where, just like I told you in my glass videos, they drew the line in the sand and said, we want a towel that's going to meet a certain quality and price point. This is that towel. For those of you who are looking at the price of the towels that I like to use, again, no responsibilities. You're looking at the price and going, man, those puppies are expensive. Now you can get something that is a lot cheaper, okay? A lot cheaper compared to the towels I buy, and still get a job done. Now, you can probably see, and somewhere through the video, you have had a chance to see how screwed up this panel is. Now I'm going to clean it. I've mixed up some Optimum No Rinse. Now in a lot of my videos, or actually not in my videos, but a lot of you have asked me about Optimum No Rinse, O&R as it's known in the industry. And I have said I don't use it because I rather wash my car. However, not everybody has the access to amount of water I do. I can run water for days and it doesn't matter. I ain't got a water bill. See, that's what I'm talking about. I ain't got no expenses. I ain't got a water bill. I ain't got no restrictions from my city. I can run water for days. So I'm gonna always wash my car. But there are those who like to use O&R. The problem I have with that is not the product. It is definitely not the product. Let me show you. Well, I don't have the bottle sitting here, but it is not the product. It's the way people use the product. There is nothing wrong with the product, but the way people use it is all messed up. So I'm going to show you how I use, or how I would use that product. And once you see how it should be properly used, you're going to realize that a lot of you are doing it wrong, and you're going to need some supplies, as in some towels, and a lot of them. Okay. After I get done buffing, I'm going to be buffing with a Optimum orange pad, and I'm going to be finishing with a black pad. After I get done doing that, I'm going to put some wax on the car. I'm going to show you the wax applicators that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to show you how to put a carnauba paste wax on a car, because a lot of people do that wrong, and they say, well, I had to spray a lot of products like detail spray on the car to get the carnauba paste wax off. And you shouldn't have to do that. The only reason you have to do that is because you put it on wrong and left it on way too long. When you do that, you're going to need a chisel to get it off. So when we come back to the next video, I'm going to start with my Optimum No Rinse, and I'm going to get this panel clean. This car is technically too dirty to be using a product like this. However, I'm going to do it just to show you how you should use a product like that, and to keep the video short, because y'all know I get gabby and I need as much time to be gabby as possible. All right, so that concludes video 2. I know some of y'all, short video. Okay, so that concludes video 2, and when we come back, we will get our polishing on. Here we go.